it'll be interesting if we get it. They'll have to tell us what to do.
Right.
So they found us, so whether there's this reverse inquiry, whether we have to do something, whether we just have to go X only. It'll be, they're a global, they have other U.S. relationships, so I'll be curious if that comes through, if we're going to be forced to...
Or at least ring-fence them into a different structure or something, yeah. Huh, interesting. So, is this changing your relationship with your brokers at all?
Not yet. Again, not MiFID, but again, when your commission wallet goes down, the relationship changes.
Yeah. Have you been fired by anybody? I guess you haven't been dealing with it for too long, right?
No, we've been dealing with it for quite a while. Last year was the first year our commissions went up year over year in 7 years.
Okay.
At the same time, we're not demanding a ton of research.
Right.
Maybe we're a unique firm in that sense that we've got that one U.S. microcap product where it's an actively managed fund, so the guy wants to consume research. Otherwise, we've got quant strategies where the main research is data from MSCI and Russell to build the quant strategies using FactSet to do the modeling and stuff like that. So, and then maybe we'll talk to...
So you're more buying data rather than research.
That's why when you see on market data and terminals, 96% of our commission services budget, that's what, when I carve out a piece of that bundled commission and put it in an account, the checks are getting cut to MSCI, Russell, and Bloomberg primarily. FactSet.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what I included in terminal data.
So, how much has your research budget declined this year?
Oh, it's zero.
It's just zero.
We have no budget. That being said, we do it a little bit backwards. That meaning, okay. So what is research? If you go to the 2080, everything I just mentioned, FactSet, that all counts as research. Traditional research from the street, like here's a report on XYZ.
Right.
Or here's an analyst coming through, you can meet with them, here's a conference you can attend. The budget for that, which we used to carve out and have a vote on, that is zero. That being said, if I have a broker where, a name where the portfolio manager says, hey, can you use XYZ broker to do that name because they brought them through Boston and I saw them, I might put a full service bundled rate on that trade. And internally we'll carve it out and say, well, half that was for research and half's for execution. So instead of targeting a budget that was set out ahead of time, knowing we're not going to have enough money even to pay for FactSet, we just sort of look at it after and say, was that reasonable? And the fact that last year it actually totaled 2% of our commission schedule, I think we've always come up with the answer, yes.
Okay.
In the few years where we do sort of quote pay research, it literally was 2% last year. In the absence of a vote, we sort of look at it afterwards and say, is that reasonable for the kind of research you received? And I'd say it is, but...
So, bundling isn't having a huge effect on you yet, but it remains to be seen with the Finnish RFP. And so you're not interested in the no action letter, or are you watching it carefully to see if it's going to be, if MiFID's going to be brought to the U.S. with the letter of the law and they're going to start applying the rules here?
Well, I'm certainly curious to watch it. I'm up in the... I really have... I've read it a couple times. I've read the no action letters. I don't understand it because I can describe my workflow, well before those letters came out and well afterwards. And I can't figure it out. I can't figure out
what the difference is. Okay, so there are firms that do not report their fees separately, and so if they cannot implement that in their back office systems, the no action letter basically says, well, we're not going to sanction you. We're not, we're going to penalize you if you can't do this within an amount of time. The no action letter gives you a pass, but it's coming due, and so people are hoping that it's extended just as it is now, or things revert back to like 5 years ago when it wasn't an issue.
Is that for European clients?
That's for if you have products that need to be reported for clients, European clients, or products traded in European markets.
Okay. Yeah, so that doesn't affect us.
Yeah. Right. But if you take on a European client, you're going to hope that that's extended because you haven't addressed it at all.
That's true. Okay.
Right? So I'm telling you how to answer this question. What would you like to see occur with the no action letter?
Keep it going.
Okay. Do you want to also have them open it up to pay everyone with hard dollars, or do you want to just pay research for hard dollars? Or neither of the above?
What do you mean, pay everyone versus?
Pay everyone, so you get to pay for conferences and corporate access and all of your non-execution costs, or even execution costs out of P&L, anything like that. What they're basically saying is it's illegal now for you to pay anything out of your P&L. It's all out of flow, and this allows you to. It just gives you a pass for a year on any ways in which you don't comply.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I would see it open up all the way.
Okay, and just give you the option to do it pay any way you want. Mm-hmm. So do you know the 2080 Investment Advisor Act?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you want that? So basically, it's saying, do you want to open it up so that you can pay for research with hard dollars?
So here's the thing.
Okay.
We already are.
Right.
I'm not understand. Is it? So this is where the disconnect is. Okay. I will. Yeah.
I'm not sure that that's kosher.
Well, we got an independent research firm. Let's call it Fury Research.
Okay.
They just like they're not a broker dealer. Mm-hmm. And we don't have enough commissions to pay them, so we pay them through check.
Okay.
A check from Cadence's P&L.
Right. Okay.
I am not that part. I cannot for the life of me figure out what would be wrong with.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know the rules well enough to say you are within.
2080 deals with commissions. It doesn't deal with my P&L.
No.
It doesn't deal with brokerage. It doesn't. It primarily. I've read pretty much the whole latest whatever several times in various forms. It really deals with what you do with your client's commissions.
Exactly.
It doesn't. So what I can't do is go to a conference and pay for an airfare. What I can do is cut a check to anyone I want who will take a check, a broker dealer or an independent. Mm-hmm. As long as the research itself qualifies and I've done my due diligence, I can pay for that. Mm-hmm. Now, what I thought the issue was is that Goldman Sachs says, I can't take a check from a client because I don't want to be an investment advisor. Mm-hmm. And then the SEC, with their no action letter, says, don't worry about it. We won't treat you as an investment advisor. In other words, subject to the 40 Act.
Right.
If this sort of, again, the mechanism, how the money was coming in, if that occurred.
I don't. Yeah. And you're probably have studied this more than I, and you are probably correct. But
we want to talk about do I want to see 2080 go away? And no, not a lot, not at all, because for me as a firm, it takes it allows me to take $1 million.
Well, what they're saying is they want to open up the Investment Advisor Act and allow you to pay for research with hard dollars.
And I believe that says I can pay a broker-dealer research and not have that broker-dealer be considered an investment advisor to me.
Okay. Yes. That's what this is saying. Right. Yeah. Okay.